Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. We've got the latest on Giancarlo Stanton's double tennis elbow. Then we got Joel Sherman breaking down the New York Yankees roster construction. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go! Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Well, the latest on Giancarlo Stanton's dub tennis elbows, and then we'll get to Joel Sherman from the New York Post. But real quick, a statement was put out by the New York Yankees today. I'm going to read it real quick for you. Stanton's chronic tennis elbow in both arms continues to cause significant pain. He reiterated yesterday that he cannot open a bottle or a bag of chips. A bag of anything. First of all, that's suspect because Giancarlo Stanton, what bag of chips? I don't even eat chips, and I'm health conscious. The way this guy looks, he's not eating chips. So I'm not buying this story to begin with. Describing it as just the way it is, he attributes this to the extreme force required for his hitting style, and he ruled out surgery, saying it wouldn't fully resolve the issue for more specific needs. Despite the pain, Stanton is pushing to play a full season, his first since 2018, and remains active in spring training. As of this afternoon, Yankees beat writer Eric Bowen reported that Stanton took live batting practice today alongside Aaron Judge and others. With no interruptions, his planned hitting, fielding, or other work, he's scheduled to make his spring training debut next week. Yankees manager Aaron Boone and the team are managing his load carefully, primarily using him as a DH with occasional outfield time as health allows. Analysts note that he could be jeopardized in the 2026 season if it flares up, but Stanton insists he's going to be just fine and dismisses much of the external garbage about his status. Broader reactions today include concerns from fans and media because everyone's worried about Giancarlo Stanton. But the key is load management right there. You just heard the dirty NBA word used in Major League Baseball, and that's what's going to get Giancarlo Stanton through a whole Major League Baseball season. I told you, the Bartolo Colon rule. Show up in August, Stanton. That's when we need you. August, September, October. Sounds good to me. But now, I think one of the biggest problems that Aaron Buffoon is going to have to navigate this year is the fact that there is going to be so many moving parts to this team. We got platoons at like two different positions. So what I'm saying is, where are the pieces going to fall? And Joel Sherman is here to help us out with the roster construction of the New York Yankees.
Joel Sherman back with three things. I am now in Arizona. Yesterday was my last day with the Yankees for a couple of weeks. I'll be back to do the Yankees and Mets one more time around. I'm here for about a week. But why don't I wrap up the Yankees by trying to go through what I think their roster construction might look like. And the proviso is always two outfielders run into each other. It's a different roster construction. And always you just worry about the pitching. So why don't we start here? Number one, they're right at this moment, which is bordering on about 2.5, heading towards 3 weeks of camp. You're starting to get towards the middle of camp. The Yankees have had, and this is the knock on wood portion of the program, right? It won't last. Storm is coming, but they've had a really good camp as far as health is concerned. They have 4 rehabbing players in Cole, Schmidt, Rodon, and Volpe. And all 4 seem to be progressing well, and they have not taken on a significant injury yet. It's coming. It comes for everyone. What you try.
Oh, my God. What is this guy doing? Is he trying to jinx the whole New York Yankees team? I'm a superstitious guy. Are you? Let me know in the comments below. Is this guy trying to f*** us? This guy's a moron sometimes. Oh, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. Him and Heyman deserve each other. And they haven't had an injury yet. Joel Sherman does not want to be here anymore, okay? Literally, this dude is at a Motel 9 with Jim Cott from My 9, okay? Does he look interested to you?
Try to do is push back the Storm as long as possible, but 3 weeks or so into camp, almost to the midway point, they have to start thinking, if they're thinking roster, hey, what if everyone makes it to the start line? I doubt everyone will, but as of today, that's where they are. So for number 2, let's talk about the position group and what that might look like and what the major issues are. So the Yankees signed Randall Grichuk to a minor league contract. I expect he'll be in camp in the next few days, maybe.
And that just shows that the New York Yankees probably knew about Giancarlo Stanton's elbows maybe a week ago. That's why they brought another right-handed bat in. Also, another thing that tells you is that they are not impressed with the right-handed hitting on this team with like guys like Rosario and Caballero. Said they need another right-handed bat because you look all over the place, bro. It's left-handed dominant. You know, I saw in the comments a lot yesterday, if Giancarlo Stanton was out, let Spencer Jones comes up and let's ride. That's another left-handed bat. Also, Spencer Jones, I don't think is ready. It's great, man. Listen, chicks dig the long ball, and the home runs that he hit are behemoths. I get it. Everyone loves that. But are you going to love when he strikes out close to 200 times at the major league level? He hit 273 in AAA last year, which is great. But there is a major jump, and a lot of people say that this is the hardest time in Major League Baseball history to jump from AAA all the way to the majors. Does Spencer Jones have the goods? Absolutely. Looks like it. But they keep fucking with this guy's batting stance, and he needs to get comfortable in the batter's box. Also, the Yankees don't need him this year. Jason Domínguez just hit another home run today during the spring training game. Lombard Jr. looked good. His bat is starting to come around, and that's been one of the biggest bugaboos about Lombard Jr. is his bat. Hit a 2-run double today. Jason Domínguez hit a home run today that hasn't landed yet, but the problem was with Jason Domínguez, it was from the left side of the plate. Jason Domínguez is a natural right-handed hitter. So it's a little perplexing, and especially the Yankees front office, on why this guy can't hit righty. And he came up to the majors, and he's been hitting left-handed like a madman. I mean, if this guy was allowed to cook left-handed in left field with Giancarlo Stanton being out, I think easily Jason Domínguez could have 25 home runs and 30 stolen bases and hit about 250 because he has one of the best batter's eyes on the team.
As early as Friday. I would think if he shows he's healthy and capable, he will make the roster, because the last thing they kind of needed on this team, as far as that piece, was a righty hitting outfielder with a history of hitting lefties. Grichuk has that. He did not have a strong OPS last year against lefties after being over 900 the 3 previous years. But Yankee officials say that his underlying numbers against lefties stayed the same. The thing to keep an eye out for is he is not a very strong defender anymore, and he'll probably be playing left field in Yankee Stadium. That's really tricky. So will he be able to do that capably? So what does it mean? It means I think Jason Domínguez is in the minor leagues. Spencer Jones is in the minor leagues. Grichuk is the 4th outfielder. I suspect he'll play left field, and Bellinger will play center field with Grisham on the bench against lefties.
So you just got your answer right there. Your 4th outfielder is Grichuk, a guy that's been in-house for 3 days. So that just shows what the New York Yankees think of Spencer Jones and Jason Domínguez. I mean, you're getting reclamation projects to come into camp a week ago. Wouldn't you be better suited just taking one on the chin, letting these guys hit left-handed, or let Jason Domínguez figure it out right-handed? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Would you rather want a reclamation project as your 4th outfielder? This guy sucks, okay? Or would you have Spencer Jones and Jason Domínguez, the future of your team, get major league reps? There's a debate to be had, so let me know.
What are the next issues? How quickly does Oswaldo Cabrera come back from that fractured ankle last May? He is still not expected to play his first spring game until next week. To me, it feels very much like the Yankees are.
And he's odd man out. Oswaldo Cabrera was helping the New York Yankees when they were depleted, when they had the DJ LeMahieu's of the world, the Aaron Hicks of the world, and now there's really not a spot for Oswaldo Cabrera because the New York Yankees might have a man crush on Ahmad Rosario.
Are slow playing him and are comfortable beginning him in the minor leagues. I would say that would put Max Schumann in some position to potentially make this Yankee team. They made a small trade with Oakland to get him. He brings something important with Jose Caballero starting at shortstop, at least until Anthony Volpe returns. That takes their big speed guy off the bench. Schumann is no Caballero, but he does have the ability to steal a base and run.
Well, that's why Ryan McMahon was taking reps at third base. But if you think about this real quick, when Volpe comes back, you're going to have a platoon at shortstop with Caballero and Volpe. You have a platoon at third base right now with Rosario and McMahon, and you got a platoon in left. So that's your left side of the field. That's a lot of moving parts for Boone to handle. And I think it could be a paralysis by analysis thing with the New York Yankees, where you have so many matchups, you have so much talent, you have so many people. Like the Yankees go from having nobody on their bench to having a clown car of mediocre guys on their bench, and now they don't know who to play. And then also, the Yankees are historic for letting a guy get hot and then benching him the next day. So to build up a routine, to build up a pattern, baseball players are creatures of habit. They like to know where they're hitting in the lineup. They like to know what position they're playing even before they show up to the stadium. And with the Yankees, it's going to change every day. Last year, the roster and batting lineup changed 61 times. I think they only had the same batting order 3 games in a row. So is Boone and company going to be able to handle all these moving parts? Because if you don't, it could look awful.
Well, plus he could play every position on the field, notably backup shortstop. If Caballero needs a day off early in the year, he can go play shortstop. You don't have to move Ryan McMahon there, who I think has played 3 innings in his career, or Ahmad Rosario, who obviously came up as shortstop with the Mets, but has started 1 game in the last 2 years. So Schumann could do that. I would
I heard a pretty cool story about how Ahmad Rosario has become a big brother to Jason Domínguez on this team. So if you guys remember, Ahmad Rosario, back in the day, he was a touted prospect for the New York Mets, had 147 hits in his first year. He's been in the league 9 years now. He was the next big thing. He got moved in the Francisco Lindor trade. He's been moving around, bumping around the whole time. So pretty much the storyline between their relationship is that Rosario's telling this guy, hey, listen, I was in your shoes. I was the Martian. I was the next big thing. Didn't work out. Keep that window open. You got to keep fighting to keep that window open because teams will move on. That's what he told him. So apparently Jason Domínguez has been like a puppy dog with Ahmad Rosario and been following him around the complex, working early, leaving late, because Ahmad Rosario is a workhorse accordingly. So, I mean, this is just – and that's the one thing about the positive about the New York Yankees this year. They have a great mix of veteran and youth talent and then also passing the baton. That's why I got on the New York Mets for not having a captain, because I think a captain instills the franchise's motto or mission statement and carries it on to the next generation, like George Lombard Jr. or Jason Domínguez or a Max Fried or a Cam Schlittler.
I think that looks like the guy. The other issue will become, do they take J.C. Iscara as a kind of and have 2.5 to 3 catchers? The question is,
bro, they need a right-handed hitting catcher. J.C. Iscara, great story, Uber driver, all that stuff. But he's got to go. They're 2 left-handed fucking dominant. They got Austin Wells, Iscara, and who's their other backup? Ben Rice is their 3rd catcher on this team, and he's a left-hander.
Can Ben Rice be the regular first baseman and the backup catcher to Austin Wells? It's kind of what they did last year.
I don't want that happening. I want Ben Rice concentrating on first base, and that's it. What's easier to get? An every 5th day catcher that hits right-handed that can actually catch and hit one. Like, where's the John Flaherty's of the world? Where's the Molinas of the world? Where's the Sal Fasanos of the world? Do you remember the Yankees always had that 5th day catcher? Like Stanton. I'm sorry, Mike Stanley. Wow, throwback. Mike Stanley. I haven't said that name.
Though you wouldn't say that Rice was the out-and-out starting first baseman, but by late in the season, he was playing near every day. The last 60 games of the year, J.C. Iscara bounced up and down. He never started a game at catcher. It was Rice or Wells. I think Rice is the dominant first baseman now. Paul Goldschmidt.
Because what happens is, if you have a left-handed Iscara backing you up, who is a mediocre, below mediocre Major League Baseball player, why not put, if you have to use a left-handed bat and you have no other options, why not put Ben Rice in there? So it's almost like addition by subtraction. He's got to go. And I don't know if the Yankees do have a right-handed catcher in their system. They moved a lot of catchers in the last 10 years.
Will play against lefties, and I think that means that Rice will catch some games against lefties starting pitching. The question is, Rice's job is to bat 5 times a game, and do you detract from that if you ask him to play the 2 positions, notably do the toughest thing on the field and catch? They'll have to decide that as they go along. But if I were guessing, I would say Schumann is the extra infielder. They go with 2 catchers early in the season and see if it catches up with them. If they end up in an emergency situation and they don't have anybody and it looks really bad for a day before they can call to AAA to get Iscara back, or do they, I think that's the way they're going to go. And it will put Cabrera, Spencer Jones, and Domínguez at AAA.
Yankees AAA team, though, is going to be stacked. If you're into AAA baseball, I think we got the championship one this year.
For depth with Cabrera, Iscara, it's a not bad depth. And by the way, it might.
Real quick question. Do you think with Lombard Jr., Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones, Elmer, LaGrange, Ben Hess, they could probably be like the 26th best team in baseball. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Be Anthony Volpe at some point. The Yankees are going to have to decide what they're doing with him when he comes back. But why don't we table that for another day? I've talked about it a little bit on previous episodes. Let's talk about the pitching group. The Yankees have 4 off days in the first 13 days. So if they wanted to do an option for a pitcher like Will Warren or Luis Heel, I think they can do that and get away with it and bring them back 10, 15 days into the season.
Okay, that's the tricky part of thing about baseball. You only have so many times you can bring guys up from AAA and send them down. That's why the contract manipulation with Anthony Volpe is going to be a huge story this year. And you heard it here first, folks. What they're going to do is when Anthony Volpe comes back from injury, they're going to send him down to AAA for a month. That extends his contract to 27, 28 because they have never brought him down and used him like a rented mule. Okay, those Perazzas and all those guys, because I don't even remember their first names, those guys had to leave because they run out of options. So if you send them down twice, they only have one more time you can bring them up. If you try to send them back down, they got to be cut from the team.
I don't think they're going to do it. Just again, this is all hunch and kind of educated guesswork. I think they'll go with the 5 starters and 8 relievers. We know the identity of, 4 guys, right? It's Cruz, Duvall, and Hill to set up Bednar. This is where the full health comes in. If the Yankees have the full complement of their 5 starters, then Ryan Yarborough and Paul Blackburn fold into the bullpen. Well, that gets you to 6, right? That's 6 guys. You could carry 8.
I don't think that you need Blackburn if you got Yarborough. It seems like overkill. And if anything, I would rather have Yarborough, who struck out 4 guys in his last start, than Blackburn, who looks shaky at best. And I don't know, maybe the Yankee lab fixed them up a little bit, but let me know in the comments below. Who would you rather have? I think it's a no-brainer.
Again, who knows if you're going to get to the starting line with all your guys healthy. But if you do, those guys are not optionable pitchers. I would think early in the season when guys aren't fully built up, they'll be important as length guys in piggyback situations. And so that leaves 2 spots. I do think Cade Winquist has a shot. The Yankees like him a great deal. He was a starter in the Cardinals organization. The Yankees think his stuff really plays up in the bullpen. He is a Rule 5 pick. The Yankees have had 1 Rule 5 pick in their history last a full season, Andy Cosco. They had a first baseman, Josh Phelps, who lasted a couple of months in about 2006. In the 60-ish year history of the modern Rule 5 draft, say since 1965 when the common draft began, those are the only 2 guys who even made a team for the Yankees. Yankees have generally been.
And guys, real quick, if you're thinking about what the MLB Rule 5 draft is, it allows teams with like space on their 40-man roster to select unprotected minor league players from other organizations to prevent talent hoarding. So like you can't nest egg. That's going to be a problem with the New York Yankees is because they got so much talent. You got to keep them up to the major leagues. Like it stops a franchise from just hoarding young talent and keeping them pretty much captive the whole time. Like think about this. Joe DiMaggio was given $24,000 a year, and he was a franchise player. And the way that it worked was the franchise player stayed with the Yankees organization his whole career. He could either take the number that the Yankees offered, or he could sit the year out. Okay? That's why they got a union.
Been a very good team in that era. It's hard to have a Rule 5 guy who has to stay on your roster all season. A, make it, B, stick around. But I think the Yankees will try to take a look at it and see if they've found some free talent outside the organization and see if this plays. And they could always make another move in April. If it's not, he could get offered back to the Cardinals. They could see if they can make a small trade with the Cardinals to keep him. I think they'll take a shot. So that would leave one spot out there. Could it be Jake Bird? Sure. I think could be Yerry De Los Santos. Could it be Dylan Coleman? I think it's going to be Brett Hedrick. Aaron Boone talks about him so much, the power lefty arm.
They love him. They love him. I keep hearing his name, and Boone's been yelling his names for 3 weeks. So Hedrick is going to be your sixth inning bullpen guy. Yarborough is going to be your middle relief. Also, I love the promotion of Tim Hill. I think Tim Hill should be the 7th inning or 8th inning guy. Period. Stop. He's been the best guy in the bullpen.
That he brings to the team. And I think Boone thought he saw in spurts last year that Hedrick was good. He couldn't stay healthy. The Yankees feel that with an offseason of training as a reliever, that they could get something more out of him over the full year. So we'll see, but it would put a power lefty, which felt like something they left on the table this offseason, not if they could get it from Hedrick. So it's an interesting call. And look, again, I just want to urge that we're not even midway through spring training. These rosters are an exercise right now. Things will change with performance and especially with injury. But I'll leave you with this. I would assume March 25th, the Netflix game, the only game of the night is Yankees-Giants. I would assume that's Max Fried is starting that game. And then I would just wonder if you start playing back to early April when they open against the Marlins at home, I wonder if because of how he pitched against Boston last year and how he's held up, that even though Schlittler will only be built up for like 75 pitches and will need a piggyback like Blackburn or Yarborough, if he's going to get the home opener because of, Boone will certainly know that he can handle a big moment.
Yeah. Who cares about, listen, I haven't missed an opening day in over 20 years other than the pandemic. And I think, first of all, it's my favorite day of the year, but I think it's the most meaningless celebration ever because it's the first step in a 162-game marathon, and it might mean the least of any sports opening day. So I don't care who opens up opening day against a non-divisional opponent, the Miami Marlins at home, okay? I don't care who starts the game. And everyone got on Marcus Stroman. I got a head tattoo last year for saying that he didn't want to be the home opener and stay on his routine. Hey, listen, I got no problem with that. Health, being available for the whole season, or rushing your development to get into the first game of the year, possibly hurt yourself in cold weather on the East Coast. I'd put everybody in bubble wrap the first month of April. Let's feel it out and let the New York Yankees settle because like Joel Sherman just said, we're only halfway through spring training, guys. I'm going to be down at the World Baseball Classic. I'm going to be down in Tampa as well, covering some games. I'm going to be covering all the spring training games here this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Don't forget to hit that notification. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, hit it all, baby. NEWYRKMIN, New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Good night, Canada. Bye.